What's the number? What's the number? Man, this is more damage than all the druids this season have done combined. Hey everybody, it's Rob here. There is a new Flay meta yet again. Now here by PXX playing with a sword. I have the full video linked in the description. But just watch his hits here as he's just blasting the boss here for 3. Later on he's even doing a 4 billion damage here on his clear. And like watch when he ruptures. So here his wanton rupture is ready. He did 155 solo here. Later on he's doing over 100 Barbillion damage per Flay. You saw in the intro, and yeah, the numbers are just completely nuts that he's pulling off here. Let's see another one here that he pulls off. We can go frame by frame, and look at this. This is 3 billion. This one takes twice seconds, so 6 Barbillion damage, 155. This is currently the highest solo clear. And look at the weapon he's wielding, 100 Barbillion, and you guys can see he's using a two-handed sword for Flay. There's also the Polearm meta that we've talked about, but actually he changed his setup and he has the planner that I'm also going to be linking in the description down below, because many people have asked me, and this is like just some rough translation here. So he's basically saying he's basically playing very similar to the plan that I made. That's also going to be in the description, but instead of a Polearm now, he's playing a 200 sword for additional bleed damage. He also has a lot of explanations here. Okay guys, a quick little addition here. The planner was actually just a troll. He's not using a sword. Nah. He talks about how he's using a sword in the planner, unless he's like trolling everything. He's trolling? Okay man, the trolls are fucking real. There's no... Okay, so how does this work? There's no, I'm not trolling like this. Like, this is like actually misleading intentionally, yes? How does this work? Equip 200 sword, go to wardrobe, change the 200 sword transmog. Okay, I don't know, I'm just gonna change it to anything. We're gonna use this one. Confirm. Okay, now what? Click your 200 sword, drag it to replace the polearm. There's no way this works. It f***ing works. What? Yo, that guy just trolled everybody. Yo, he just trolled everybody, including me. Okay, guys, there is no sword setup. He's playing Polearm, and it's just a troll. I got trolled as well. Look at this. I am attacking with a Polearm, but I have a sword transmog. Man, that is such a crazy troll. There's like a little trick you can do with your transmog that chat has just made me aware of, and you can essentially use a sword, but it's like just looks like a sword. It's like a transmog, like weird transmog interaction, and you can make your polearm look like a transmog. I'm sorry guys, but he's actually not using a he's not using a sword. He is in fact using a polearm. Oh my god. So yeah, just stay with your executioner, stay with your polearm, hold your horses. And he also stacks more vulnerable damage, because on Flay the vulnerable damage seems to be double dipping. So what you want to keep an eye out for is these kind of swords here with strength and vulnerable. And many of you might not notice, but even like a normal sword that just has vulnerable on it, because the Flay meta with crit and vulnerable is so crazy, these are literally selling for hundreds of millions of gold already, and they're probably going to go up in price even further here with strength vulnerable. And strength vulnerable, one hand, two-handed swords, that's exactly what he's playing. And yeah, he explains a lot in here. Again, I'm going to have the link in the description. Just some of the translation might be a little hard to understand, but he did 155 solo here. It's clear as his name. I can't pronounce the Chinese name, but I'm going to leave this in the description. Also my planner. And he's using normal rupture to clear the run. And this is also some pretty incredible time, because I know how hard it is and many people struggle with rupture. But the way to do damage in the run is not using Flay, but it's using rupture. And rupture has a pretty crazy scale. You guys can see he just pulls the enemies together, and then all he does is rupture. You see all this blood explosion that he's constantly proccing? This is the rupture, my friends. And that's how he's able to take down these monsters, because Flay is only single target, and the only way you're going to do damage here, because he's not using Holy Bolt Elixir. This is in fact, he says on non-season, no Holy Bolt Elixir. It in fact just has been re-enabled here, but this is completely without Holy Bolt. You see there's no Holy Bolt stuff, and he still manages to have this insane amount of damage. Because he stacks a lot of vulnerable, he stacks a lot of crit damage, and he also stacks a lot of main stat for the Rupture, and he keeps pulling the monsters. We're going to keep watching this clear in a second. I just want to show you how crazy this gets. I'm not on a Rupture Barb right now, but even with just 2k strength, you read this Rupture rune that they are using. It's the Enhanced Rupture, and if I were to take these runes here, you guys would see here, this is already hitting for 100,000 damage, and then it's multiplied by 10% X for every 50 main set you have. And you can have up to like 3k main set, and this bonus here goes up to like 500%, another like ×6 multiplier, literally here to this Rupture. And it just goes completely insane. And you have crazy cooldown reduction with the Rage of Faragath. There's also a new Zir meta where you can farm these. I actually sold a couple of these for about 5 billion gold each. Because they're just like so valuable here with the Flay meta being strong. The best is a high secondary. Okay, this is not the best, but it's still worth a lot because it has damage reduction from bleeding enemies, and then a high secondary is very important on this. This is like the current one that I'm playing. I didn't manage to triple crit it, but 40 and then like 2 or 3 GAs. The physical damage is very nice to have. Thorns doesn't matter. But yeah, bleeding damage reduction, and this allows you to reset the Rupture because Rupture by itself has this crazy lucky hit chance of 50% base. And he's just able to reset the Ruptures like this and pulls the enemies, drags them together, and then only Ruptures. Like Flay once or something, and then Rupture, Rupture, Rupture. Because it procs this in AoE, and you see every time he Ruptures, his Rupture cooldown, it goes down so crazy fast. Just watch his cooldowns. Like, just watch the Rupture cooldown and how many explosions. Like, whenever he has the pull made, and he just does like crazy amounts of damage because this also attacks very fast with the two-handed sword now, inflicting more bleed and also another 1.3x whenever you kill something with the bleed. And you can see here the bleed is ticking for billions of damage in AoE. And yeah, he just like pulls them in the corner and just only Ruptures. You see all these like blood explosions here, and he's already tripling the time. And this 150 with a Flay Barb. And then this is again one of the highest single target damages in the game based on basic Flay with Wanton Rupture. So he basically clears the entire run like this, like very easily, doubles the progress, and just keeps pulling the monsters, keeps using the Rupture to make insane amount of damage. You see, like, these guys are already bleeding for such a crazy amount of HP. And right now, if we're looking at the tier list here, this is the highest clear, at least in solo, anyone has done. The Sorc is definitely going to clear like 170 or 165 plus, but it hasn't done it yet. Some 175, I think, is done in group now. I made a video about that. I'm going to link that below. But also the 155 on Flay. Thorns, I think, is also on 150 something, which is completely insane from Do Not Hit Me. And yeah, Bash is like currently, like I did 145. I'm pretty sure it's going to do 150, especially now that the Holy Bolt is back. But the Flay Barb is completely crazy, guys. It's dominating. And for some reason, they just buffed this even more. So this guy is doing 4 Barbillion every bleed tick. That's 8 billion damage a second. Plus the normal bleed. Like, as he just spawns the boss here. And he actually has one of the, let's say, not so good bosses here. It's the brother of the Barbarian, the Marauder. And this guy has pretty high life. But you can just see here how he melts him down. Like, you see here 3 billion. And as he ruptures it, like, let's watch another like rupture tick here. Like, he ruptures it like in the hundreds of billions. So here's another rupture. Here 3 billion. And then I think he's gonna rupture it now here again. And you see clearly he is using a two-handed sword for this. The blood is also going up because Zir have 4 Barbillion bleeds. And now when he ruptures this, boom, you see here the blood explosion is exploding for 140 billion damage. This just goes completely nuts. This is like just really screenshot worthy, man. Like, holy shit. I mean, this guy has insane gear, but it's also like the setup that is insane. 4 billion bleeds, man, and he just like takes down the guy in 155. That is just really insane. And I was just like not believing it earlier when I was like watching his beats, because I on my flavor, I have pretty good gear, but I'm capping out on like 2 billion damage with like 2 GAs and stuff, pretty good. But he's doing way more than that. Yeah, I'm gonna link the planner in the description, and boom, that like that he cleared at 156 freaking unlocked, man. Barbillions of damage here. So this is the Chinese planner that he has. I'm gonna link that here in the Twitch chat as well. I'm gonna put that below. You can check this out. It's very similar to what I've been using, but this one is even a tad crazy. Yeah, he's talking about like, and you can read this for yourself. He's talking about like all the different stuff, but he's definitely stacking more vulnerable. So it seems like on Flay, vulnerable is double dipping, and they are basically stacking vulnerable more than crit. So here, crit, hit, everything. Like you need crit chance everywhere, he's saying. You need good vulnerable rupture rate, vulnerable crit ratio. He's using, I think, 5:1 or something. I wasn't like fully able to explain this by the translation because it is pretty bad. He's also taking care of the attack speed breakpoints. So you see there is a lot of stuff coming together here. So without Moonrise, without the, I don't know exactly what haste. I think this is like Rapid, which is haste. And Slayer is the Carnage board. So he's talking about Moonrise. That's obviously aspect of the Moonrise, giving you 20. Then he's talking about the Rapid aspect, giving you 30. And he's talking about the Carnage here, giving you another 16. So these are the numbers here. So without these two, you want to be stacking either 64, 51, something like this on attack speed. So those are the attack speed breakpoints. I know he also talks about some other stuff here. There's a lot of stuff. And he also is talking a lot here about the different weapons. So use two-handed sword. Like this is what he's using in the video here. And he replaces the Executioner, of course. And you guys can see all the setup here. You can click this, you can check it out. I've not been playing Flay so much myself because I've been enjoying the spin to win and the bash Barb way too much. But again, this is one of the top builds. And you can basically use the English planner here and then just use no Executioner and use a sword here, which he's been using. So the prices on these is definitely looking to go up like pretty crazy because people like just sell to me that these are trash, but they are in fact very good, and we've just been farming, you know, a bunch of Zir here for a couple of Uber Uniques. We also got an upgrade on our grandfather, and there's just so much amazing things going on. We have the developer talk here for the PTR coming up later today, and there's just like so many amazing things going on for the game. And I'm just happy to see it, that the meta just keeps evolving, and this is just insane. But what I didn't understand is why they buffed the top builds. I mean, I like buffs as much as the next guy. But I don't understand why Flay gets a buff while Rend Barb, for example, is down in the shitter tier. You know, my Flay is already, like, even before the patch, Flay was doing like 10x the damage of Rend, for example. And then instead of buffing Rend, they buff Flay. It's the same for the Shadow Sorc. The Shadow Sorc has received a massive buff. It was doing like 150 plus already. Now it's doing 175. So, yeah, and then there's like, we don't even mention other Druid classes and stuff. But yeah, guys, Flay is insane. Hundreds of billions of damage. You can log in, you can enjoy this build. And yeah, this just rocks, man. Just look at that. It's completely nuts. Barbillions and billions. I don't even know if the Druids combined did much damage in the season. But we'll see. I hope you enjoyed, some of you guys. Enjoy the Flay up. Again, Rupture in the Rift, Flay on single target. GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.